A meatball is ground or minced meat rolled into a small ball, sometimes along with other ingredients, such as breadcrumbs, minced onion, eggs, butter and seasonings. Meatballs are cooked by frying, baking, steaming, or braising in sauce. There are many types of meatballs using different types of meats and spices. The term is sometimes extended to meatless versions based on vegetables or fish. History: the ancient Roman cookbook Apicius included many meatball-type recipes. Early recipes included in some of the earliest known Arabic cookbooks, generally concern seasoned lamb rolled into orange-sized balls, and glazed with egg yolk and sometimes saffron. This method was taken to the West and is referred to as gilding, or rendering. Many regional variations exist, notable among them the unusually large Azerbaijan Tabriz kufzi, having an average diameter of 20 centimeters. The Chinese recipe of four joy meatballs is derived from Lu cuisine, also called Shandong cuisine. It is originated from the native cooking styles of East China's Shandong province. Its history can date back to Qin dynasty. Meatballs across various cultures. Various recipes of meatballs can be found worldwide across Europe to Asia. From the Balkans to India, there is a large variety of meatballs in the kofta family. Europe Albanian fried meatballs include feta cheese. Armenian stewed meatballs/meatball and vegetable stew is a classic dish often poured over rice for consumption. In Austria, fried meatballs are called Fleischleibchen or Fleischlabel. In Belgium, meatballs are called boulettes or bouletten. In Flanders, and are usually made of a mixture of beef and pork with breadcrumbs and sliced onions. Many other variations exist, including different kinds of meat and chopped vegetables. In Bulgaria, meatballs are called kjuft and are typically made from ground beef or pork, or a mix of the two. They can be shallow fried or grilled and often contain diced onions and soaked bread. They are a very popular dish. Danish meatballs are known as frikadeller and are typically fried, and they are usually made out of ground pork, veal, onions, eggs, salt and pepper. These are formed into balls and flattened somewhat, so they are pan-ready. In Estonia, meatballs are called liipalad and are similar to those of Finnish or Swedish cuisine. In Finnish cuisine, meatballs are made with ground beef or a mix of ground beef and pork, or even with ground reindeer meat, mixed with breadcrumbs soaked in milk and finely chopped onions. They are seasoned with white pepper and salt. Meatballs are traditionally served with gravy, boiled potatoes, lingonberry jam, and sometimes pickled cucumber. In Alsace, France, meatballs are known as Fleischkäse. They are made of beef, pork, onions, bacon, eggs and bread. They are served plain or with cream sauce. In Germany, meatballs are mostly known as Frikadel, Fleischkäse 1/4 chle, Fleischpflanzel, Boulette or Klops. A very famous variant of meatballs are Karparagraph Klops, which contain anchovy or salted herring, and are eaten with caper sauce. In Greece, fried meatballs are called kefta copyright and usually include within the mix of bread, onions and mint leaf. Stewed meatballs are called yuvalakia and usually include small quantities of rice. In Hungary, as well as territories from neighboring countries where Hungarian is spoken, a meatball is called faso-rt, ifeli florinier rt or fasa risot, ifeli florinier risot probably coming from Austrian-German Fastiertleibchen. Also the marjgomba cubed c, image ts is popular in soups. In Italy, meatballs are generally eaten as a main course or in a soup. The main ingredients of an Italian meatball are beef and or pork and sometimes poultry, salt, black pepper, chopped garlic, olive oil, Romano cheese, eggs, breadcrumbs and parsley, mixed and rolled by hand to a golf ball size. In the Abruzzo region of Italy, especially in the province of Teramo, the meatballs are typically the size of marbles, and are called polpetine, polpetini. In the Netherlands, meatballs are called chaktbal, and are often served with boiled potatoes and vegetables. They are usually made out of mixed beef and pork minced meat, eggs, onion and breadcrumbs. They are associated with Wednesday, As evidenced by the saying "Woensdag, Dag." In Norway, meatballs are called kjartboller. The influence from Swedish meatballs is such that they are even often referred to as kvarparagrafstbullar, though usually jokingly or because the meatballs were actually purchased in Sweden, which is common in areas close to the Swedish border. When Charles XII of Sweden was in exile in Istanbul in the early 18th century, he took the recipe back to Sweden. Meatballs come in a few different types, all typically small, and the international influence is great, perhaps the greatest from Sweden and Spain. They are usually eaten with potatoes or pasta, or both. Some common additions are various vegetables, ketchup, various spices, etc. Kjartkaka is a much larger and different related dish, and is perhaps more traditional and also common, which is much larger in size and made of different things in a different way. The latter is often served with potatoes and peas. Kjartboller is typically fried, a process which takes only very few minutes because of their size, whereas kjartkaka are typically part of a mix which includes a brown sauce and often potatoes. In Poland, they are called pulpity or klopsy, and pulpashiki, and are usually served cooked with a variety of sauces with potatoes, rice or all sorts of kasa. Pulpity or klopsy are usually made from seasoned ground meat with onion and mixed with eggs and either breadcrumbs or wheat rolls soaked in milk or water. Fried pulpity are larger than typical cooked ones. They can be round or flat in shape. The latter, in many countries, would be considered a cross between a meatball and a hamburger. The fried variety is called mielini, and its mass-produced version is the subject of many jokes and urban legends about what is used to produce it. In Portugal, meatballs are called almôndegas, e marmicron de florin. These are usually served with tomato sauce and pasta. In Romania and Moldova, meatballs are called shiftal or parcent rjoale and are usually deep-fried and made with pork or poultry, moistened mashed potatoes and spices. Shiftal are flat and round and contain more meat. A variant mixing rice inside the meatball is used for sour soup, making shuba florinda perior. In Spain and Hispanic America, meatballs are called albacubendigas, derived from the Arabic albanduk. Albacubendigas are thought to have originated as a Berber or Arab dish imported to Spain during the period of Muslim rule. Spanish albacubendigas can be served as an appetizer or main course, often in a tomato sauce. Mexican albacubendigas are commonly served in a soup with a light broth and vegetables. In Sweden, kvarparagrafstbullar, angstrom teb micron lara made with ground beef or a mix of ground beef, pork and sometimes veal, sometimes including breadcrumbs soaked in milk, finely chopped onions, some broth and often including cream. They are seasoned with white pepper or allspice and salt. Swedish meatballs are traditionally served with gravy, boiled potatoes, lingonberry jam, and sometimes fresh pickled cucumber. Traditionally, they are small, around 1 inch in diameter. In Turkey, meatballs are called kvarparagrafte and are extremely popular. There are many different versions with a variety of shapes not necessarily round. Meatballs in Turkey are usually made with ground lamb or a mix of ground beef and lamb. Some of the most popular ones are a degree neg or paragraph L kvarparagrafte, a degree smear kvarparagrafte, Thai kvarparagrafte, YIAY kvarparagrafte, Carda plus or minus NBUDU kvarparagrafte, Suluk kvarparagrafte and also known as section or bat kvarparagrafte. In the United Kingdom, faggots are a type of spicy pork meatball. A faggot is traditionally made from pig's heart, liver and fatty belly meat or bacon minced together, with herbs added for flavoring, and sometimes breadcrumbs. Americas equals. Most meatball recipes found in Americas are derived from European cuisine influences, notably Italian, Iberian, and Nordic cuisines. In Brazil, meatballs are called almôndegas, derived from Portuguese influences. These are usually served with tomato sauce and pasta. In Mexico, albacubendigas are commonly served with a light broth and vegetables, or with a mild chipotle sauce. In the United States, meatballs are commonly derived from European cuisine influence. Usually it is served with spaghetti or pizza, as in spaghetti and meatballs and meatball pizza. Despite its seemingly Italian traits, one will not find a dish called spaghetti and meatballs in Italy. Spaghetti and meatballs is actually American. It is Italian-American cuisine, assimilated from Italian immigrants coming from southern Italy in the early 19th century. Over time, the dishes in both cultures have drifted apart in similarity. In the southern United States, venison or beef is also often mixed with spices and baked into large meatballs that can be served as an entree. Another variation, called porcupine meatballs, are basic meatballs often with rice in them. Middle East and South Asia. Kofta is a type of meatball or dumpling that is widely distributed in Middle Eastern, South Asian, and to some extent, Mediterranean and Balkan cuisines. The word kofta is derived from Persian kafta. In Persian, umuo means to beat, or to grind, or meatball. In the simplest form, koftas consist of balls or fingers of minced or ground meat, usually beef or lamb, mixed with spices and/or onions and other ingredients. The vegetarian variety are popular in India. They can be grilled, fried, steamed, poached, baked or marinated, and may be served with a rich spicy sauce. In Afghanistan, meatballs are used as a traditional dish with homemade soups, or are made with a tomato-based sauce that may include some plum seeds to increase tartness, and is served with bread or rice, which is called kofta shula. Nowadays meatballs are also grilled on top of pizza. In Iran, several types of meatballs are consumed. If they are cooked in a stew, they are called kofti. If they are fried, they are called kauli gunjishki. Both types are consumed with either bread or rice. Typically, herbs are added, and for kofti, usually the meatball is filled with hard-boiled eggs or dried fruits. There are several types. The most famous is kofti tabrizi, traditionally from Tabriz in northwestern Iran. In Pakistan and India, meatballs are called koftas. Pakistani and Indian meatballs are normally cooked in a spicy curry and sometimes with whole pre-boiled eggs. Sometimes the eggs are encased in a layer of the spicy kofta meat so that the final product resembles an Indian Scotch egg. These kofta dishes are very popular with Indian diaspora and are widely available from many Indian restaurants. In West Bengal region of Bangladesh and India, koftas are made with prawns, fish, green bananas, cabbage, as well as minced goat meat. East and Southeast Asia. Chinese meatballs are typically made of pork and can be steamed, boiled or deep-fried, sometimes with the addition of soy sauce. Large meatballs, called lion's heads, can range in size from about 5 to 10 centimeters in diameter. Smaller varieties, called pork balls, are used in soups. A Cantonese variant, the steamed meatball, is made of beef and served as a dim sum dish. Fish and seafood can also used to create different flavors and textures, and vegetarian alternatives to meatballs are served during festivals. In northern China, meatballs made from minced meat and flour, sometimes with the addition of lotus root or water chestnut for texture, are deep-fried and served in a vinegar-based sweet and sour sauce, or in a light broth with chopped coriander. Indonesian meatballs are called bakso, which are usually served in a bowl, served in broth soup, with noodles, rice vermicelli, bean curd, hard-boiled egg, siomay steamed meat dumpling, and fried wonton. They have a consistent homogeneous texture. Bakso can be found in major Indonesian cities and towns, however the most popular are bakso Solo and bakso Malang. In Malang, bakso bakar is also popular. As most Indonesians are Muslim, generally it is made from beef or sometimes chicken. In Japanese cuisine, tsukunas are minced chicken meatballs in a skewer is also a popular variant of meatballs. The Japanese hamburger steak, hanbagai, is typically made of ground beef, milk-soaked panko and minced, sautéed onions. They are typically eaten with a sauce made from ketchup and Worcestershire sauce. Chinese-style meatballs are also popular. In the Philippines, meatballs are called armandigas or bola-bola, and are usually served in a misua noodle soup with toasted garlic, squash and pork cracklings. Almondigas are derived from Hispanic influence on Philippine cuisine, and ultimately derived from Moorish influence. Bolas are also stewed or pan-fried until golden brown. Bola is also used as a filling for siopao, the local variant of bozi. In Vietnam, meatballs can be used as an ingredient in phở y and har section tiao. It is also common to cook meatballs in tomato sauce, and finely chopped spring onion and peppers are added before serving. In baoen car pound, meatballs are grilled to be car pound and served with baoen and dipping sauce. Zau mai is a pork meatball in a tomato sauce often served with a baguette. See also, bitterballen, frikandel, a Dutch and Belgian snack, similar in texture to meatballs, but more like a hot dog or sausage rather than ball-shaped. Risol, food portal. References. External links, media related to meatballs at Wikimedia Commons, cookbook, Meatballs at Wikibooks.